The sky above Mars was no longer red. It was burning black. Fire danced across the orbit as human ships exploded one by one. The enemy had arrived in full strength. The war for Earth had reached its final battle. Mira stood inside command. Station Vega 9, watching the battle from a wide glass panel. She was young, only 24, but her eyes looked older now, tired from years of fear, war, and loss. 3 more ships down, the officer next to her whispered. Mira didn't answer. She just watched. Giant alien ships shaped like sharp metal claws moved across the blackness, blasting Earth's defense fleet. Human ships fired back, but they were slower, weaker. Their shields failed too fast. Their missiles did too little. We were never ready, Mira thought. They came too fast, too strong. Humanity had held the line for 7 long years. But now the line was breaking. The last human dreadnought S. Valor was surrounded. One more hit, and it would vanish like the rest. Suddenly, all systems in the station blinked. The lights dimmed. The sound of sirens died. Even the air vents paused for half a second. What just happened? Mira asked, turning to the technician. I don't know, he said, eyes wide. It's not a power cut. Something interfered with everything. Above them, the battlefield froze. Enemy ships slowed. Human ships stopped firing, like something invisible had passed through them all. Then, on every screen, a shape began to appear slowly, silently. A ship decloaked behind the moon. It had no Earth markings, no alien flags, no known design. It was big, twice the size of the Valor. Its body was smooth and dark, like it had been carved from black ice. Its engines didn't glow, but a soft, deep blue light pulsed around its core. Everyone in the station stared at it. What is that? One officer whispered. Whose side is it on? Asked another. Mira said nothing. She didn't blink. Something about the ship felt ancient, like it didn't belong to now. High Command tried to send a signal. Nothing went through. The enemy fleet suddenly changed position. They turned facing the unknown ship. Not Earth, not the Valor, but the black ship. Then, without warning, the unknown ship moved. It didn't charge. It glided. Smooth, quiet, fast. And then it fired. Beams of white light tore across the black sky. Enemy cruisers exploded instantly. Not damaged, destroyed. Nothing remained. Just dust. The room gasped. The ship moved again, vanishing and reappearing behind the enemy's main flagship. Another blast. Another explosion. Mira leaned closer to the screen. It's not one of ours, she whispered, but it's fighting. For us, the Valor took the chance to escape the trap. Earth ships began to regroup. Do we send back up? Someone asked. No, the commander replied. We don't even know what it is. Let it fight. But Mira couldn't stop watching. It's not just saving us, she said. It's protecting us, like it knows who we are. Suddenly, one of Earth's stations, an old relay base near Mars, was hit by a stray blast. Its shields dropped. It would collapse in seconds. The black ship moved instantly. It placed itself between the base and the alien fire. Took the hit. For the first time, the silent ship glowed bright. Sparks flew across its surface, but it didn't fall. Its shields held strong. Then it returned fire, and the attacker vanished from space. Now the humans cheered. Across every channel, across every command post, voices rose. Who is it? Where did it come from? Is it human? Back on Vega 9, Mira received a signal, not a broadcast. A private message. Her name flashed on the screen. Lieutenant. Mira Collins confirmed. Then the message. You are not alone. Stand by. We fight with you. Her mouth went dry. Her heart pounded. She showed the message to the commander. "How does it know your name?" He asked. "I don't know," Myra whispered, "but I think it's been waiting." The ship fired again. More enemy ships fell. The tide of war had changed, and no one knew why. But one thing was clear. The silent ship had come. It had joined the war, and Earth had a new protector. Asterisk. The silent ship did not speak. It did not flash lights or play music like Earth ships did. But it fought with precision no human had ever seen. From the command deck of Station Vega 9, Mira stood frozen. She watched the black ship dance through space like it had no weight. Each movement was perfect. Each shot hit only the enemy. "We need to identify it," her commander said. "Keep trying to scan." "Still nothing," the technician replied. "It blocks every system we have. No signal, no name, no heat signature. It's like scanning a ghost." A ghost, but a deadly one. The enemy fleet tried to regroup. Their largest dreadnought aimed its core cannon at Earth's orbital shield grid, hoping to cripple Earth's last defense. Before the cannon could fire, the black ship jumped. No lights, no sound, just a blur. 1 second it was near Mars. The next it was above Earth's orbit. It struck with blinding speed. 1 precise beam through the center of the enemy dreadnought. The enemy ship exploded into light and silence. It never got a chance to fire. The command room filled with stunned gasps. "How is it that fast?" Someone whispered. "Did you see that shot?" Another said, "No lock on, no charge up, just boom." But Myra wasn't watching the ship anymore. She was watching the screen showing her message. "You are not alone. Stand by. We fight with you." Who was we? Why her? Then the black ship began transmitting again. Not words data. A new message flashed on her screen. Upload. Coordinates and target priority. She opened the file. It showed enemy weak points, hidden ships, spy satellites that Earth had missed. The black ship was feeding them battlefield intelligence, live and perfect. Myra handed the data to the commander. "Run it," he said. Now. 10 minutes later, Earth's battered fleet hit back with everything it had, but this time, with perfect aim. Enemy ships began falling like rain. For the first time in years, Earth was winning. On the alien side, panic began. Their ships moved without direction. Some tried to flee. Others launched full attacks, but their weapons couldn't break the black ship's shield. The ship hovered above Earth's upper orbit now. Its body had small dents and glowing lines where energy pulsed like it was alive. But it never slowed. It didn't even seem tired. Suddenly, Earth's fleet picked up a new signal. The unknown ship was broadcasting to all channels. The voice was strange, flat, and calm, like no human voice. "We are not your enemy. Let us help." Then silence again. The voice had no accent, no name, no gender. It felt old. Commanders across Earth's fleets debated the message. Some feared a trap. Others wanted to surrender control to the ship. Mira stayed quiet. Something about the voice felt familiar. Not the sound, the feeling, like something from a dream, or a long-lost warning. Then another alert hit her screen. Long-range sensor detection. New hostile ships entering system. More enemy reinforcements. 6 new alien warships warped into orbit above Earth's moon. The black ship didn't wait. It turned away from Earth's defenders and surged forward, straight at the new threat. No words, no plan, just action. As the 6 alien ships launched weapons, the black ship broke formation, diving and twisting between beams of light. And it fired. 1 shot, 2, 3. All 6 alien ships began to spin, break, and explode. It took 17 seconds. The humans cheered again, but not Mira. She had just received another private message. The real threat is not them. It is coming. Soon. She stared at the message. What does that mean? She whispered. Before she could speak, a technician turned in panic. Commander. A data signature just appeared matching Earth tech, but from over 150 years ago. Everyone turned toward him. What did you say? The technician pointed at the screen. The black ship. Its energy core matches something from Earth's oldest hidden military files, Project Sentinel. Mira whispered. That project was canceled before I was born. The commander looked at her. Maybe not canceled, maybe hidden. The room fell silent. On the screen, the black ship hovered alone, its dark body reflecting sunlight like a shadow across the star's dot. No one knew its true name. No one knew where it came from. But they all knew one thing now. This was not just a ship, it was a guardian, and it had just chosen to fight for Earth. Asterisk. The sky above Earth was quiet now, but no one in Command Station Vega 9 relaxed. The unknown black ship still hovered above the planet, silent, still, and unreadable. Even after saving the entire fleet, it said nothing more. No name. No signal. No ID. Just that strange voice earlier. We are not your enemy. Let us help. Myra stood at her station, eyes locked on the dark shape. It felt like the ship was watching them. Still no access to its systems? The commander asked. The technician shook his head. We've tried every protocol from Earth, Mars, and Luna systems. Nothing works. It's like trying to hack a ghost. Maybe it doesn't want to be known. Myra whispered. Just then, a new message flashed on Myra's private terminal. Not a warning. Not a command. A question. Do you remember the name Sentinel? Her breath caught. Yes, she whispered. Project Sentinel. She had only just heard the name yesterday. An old Earth defense project canceled over a century ago. Or at least, that's what everyone believed. She opened the file attached to the message. It showed a blueprint, ancient, damaged, incomplete. But the outline was familiar. The black ship. Myra quickly ran it through the database. Confirmed that it was real. Project Sentinel wasn't just a plan. It had been built. And now, it had returned. In a quiet room deep inside Vega 9, Mira met with two other officers. She showed them the file. Their eyes widened as the blueprint glowed. This thing is Earth-made? One of them asked. It was supposed to be, Myra said. But the project ended before it launched. It used experimental II, quantum energy cores, and a living neural link. They said it was too dangerous. The other officer looked up. Then who finished it? No one had an answer. Back in the command center, the black ship began to move. Again, it slowly turned, scanning the nearby planets and space lanes. Then, once again, it spoke. This time, it was to everyone on Earth's military network. This is Guardian 17. Earth was abandoned. We continued our watch. The room fell silent. Guardian 17? Myra whispered. That wasn't in the Sentinel files. The ship continued. You were not ready. You still may not be. But the threat has arrived sooner than expected. We will defend Earth until you are strong enough. Wait, the commander said. What threat? The aliens we just fought? No, they are pawns. The true enemy is awakening. Your war is only a test. Gasps filled the room. Then the signal cut out. The ship went silent again. Myra's thoughts raced. If what it said was true, then the war wasn't even the real danger. Someone or something had planned this, and Earth was in the middle of it. Hours passed. While repairs were underway, Mira was granted access to Earth's deepest military. Archives using Guardian 17's data keys. What she found left her breathless. Sentinel wasn't just a ship, it was a program. A group of 12 warships built in secret during Earth's first contact panic a century ago. But only one had ever activated Guardian-17, It was meant to wake up when Earth was in danger. It could wipe out not just the planet, but the species. Someone or something had triggered it. That night, Myra received another private message. This one was not from Guardian-17. It was anonymous. Old code. Human, but ancient. He still lives inside the ship. She blinked. He? She opened the file. A single photo appeared: an old man in a black military suit, standing next to a half-built ship. Behind him, the name was clear. Commander. Elias Wynn, Sentinel Lead Architect status. Missing. Presumed dead. 147 years ago. And below the photo, one final line of text. Body failed. Mind uploaded. Still watches. Still waits. Mira whispered, "There's someone inside the ship." Suddenly, Guardian-17 moved again. Not to attack. To descend. It moved into low orbit over Earth, directly above Myra's station. A voice returned, but only to her earpiece. "We know you. You are the spark. Come." Lights on the station flickered. A shuttle bay opened by itself. One transport ship inside was already powered on. Waiting for her. The commander looked at her. "What did you do?" "I didn't call it," Myra said, voice shaking. "It called me. Are you going?" She nodded slowly. "I have to." As she walked toward the shuttle, every soldier in the hallway stopped and stared. No one knew what was coming, but all of them knew one truth. Whatever that ship was, it had chosen her. And it was just the beginning. The shuttle door closed behind Mira with a soft hiss. She was alone. No guards. No escort. Just her, and the silent hum of the ship guiding her up through the cold black space toward the shadow that hovered above. Earth. Guardian-17. The ship looked larger up close. Its hull stretched out like the wings of a sleeping beast. There were no visible windows, no weapon ports, no crew signs, just polished black metal glowing softly with pulsing blue lines, like veins beneath a living skin. As her shuttle approached, a section of the ship's hull opened. No sound. No flashing lights. Just an invitation. The shuttle docked without Mira touching a single control. A ramp extended. She stepped out. No airlock. No guards. Just silence. She walked into a long corridor. Walls smooth and dark, but not cold. The floor lit up softly beneath each of her steps. "Welcome, Mara Collins," the voice said again. It echoed gently around her. "Where am I?" she asked, unsure what was listening. "You are inside Guardian-17. Your arrival was expected." "Expected by who?" "Commander Elias Wynn." Myra stopped. "He's dead." "Not quite." A door opened ahead. She stepped through. It was a chamber unlike any she had seen before. In the center floated a sphere of light about the size of a person's head. Inside it, images danced. Memories, battles, star maps. Human faces from another time. Then one image paused. A man. Elias Wynn. He looked older than the photo she saw earlier. His hair was gray. His eyes deep and sharp. Then the image moved. He looked at her. And smiled. "Hello, Myra," the voice said. "If you are hearing this, it means the worst has come." She froze. It wasn't the ship's AI voice. It was real. Human. Him. "This is not a recording," Wynn continued. "It's... what's left of me. My mind was uploaded before I died. This ship is now my body." Myra stepped closer, trying to understand. "Why?" she asked. "Because I knew this day would come," Wynn said. "Earth would be unprepared. And the enemy we feared the most wouldn't come as a fleet, but as a plan." The sphere zoomed out. It showed a map of the stars Earth's galactic neighbors, trade routes, and war zones. Then a glowing red circle appeared far beyond the outer edge. That's not where the aliens came from, Myra whispered. No, Wynne said. The real threat is out there, watching, waiting. Wynne explained the truth. The alien species attacking Earth were being controlled, guided like puppets. They didn't know it themselves, but someone had been feeding them coordinates, pushing them toward Earth, testing Earth's response. Guardian 17 was built in secret to stop that future. The Sentinel program created ships with advanced AI and stored human minds commanders who could think, feel, and fight even after death. But the program was shut down. People feared the idea of ghost ships, commanded by dead minds. All prototypes were destroyed, except one. Wynne uploaded his consciousness and disappeared with the unfinished ship. Alone, he finished Guardian 17 in deep space. Then he waited for the signal. A signal that now had come. Myra stepped back. Her head was spinning. "You've been watching us all this time?" she asked. "Yes, waiting, watching Earth grow, hoping I'd never have to act." "Then why now?" Wynne's voice lowered. "Because the real war is about to begin, and Earth's leaders still don't know it." The walls shifted. A new image appeared in alien base, hidden inside a hollow moon, somewhere in deep space. Ships were being built. There, strange ones, bigger than anything in known records. "They're not just building weapons," Wynne said. "They're building a gate, a door for something worse." Mira felt a chill run through her body. "Something worse than the war?" "Yes," Wynne said. "Something ancient. Something Earth forgot long ago." Back on Station Vega 9, alarms started to flash again. A new energy reading had appeared deep in the Kuiper belt. Unknown source. Unknown size. But growing. Earth Command scrambled, unsure of what they were seeing. They didn't know Guardian 17 was already sending instructions rerouting satellites, adjusting defense grids, pulling old weapon systems back online. Wynne wasn't waiting for permission. Inside the ship, Myra stood still. "You brought me here for a reason," she said quietly. "Yes," Wynne replied. "Because I need someone who still believes in Earth. Someone unbroken by fear." She looked up. "What do I have to do?" The walls shifted. A new chair rose from the floor. Simple, clean, and glowing. Wynne said one final line. "Sit down, Myra. Let me show you what this ship can really do." Mira sat down in the glowing chair. The surface adjusted to her body immediately smooth, warm, and silent. There were no buttons, no controls. Just light flowing through the armrests and soft humming in the air. She didn't know what to expect. Then, without warning, everything changed. Her vision blurred. She gasped. And then she saw the stars. Not through a window. Not on a screen. It felt like she was inside space itself. Every ship, every signal, every movement, she could feel them. Guardian 17 had connected her to its systems, not like a computer. Not like a machine. It felt alive. Wynne's voice spoke gently in her mind. "Your mind is linked to the ship. Don't fight it. Let it guide you." Mira closed her eyes and took a breath. And suddenly she moved. The ship responded to her thoughts as if it knew them. She shifted slightly in her mind, and the ship turned in. Space. She imagined forward motion, and they moved. Fast. Too fast for the human eye. Guardian 17 wasn't just fast, it was everywhere. It could jump between points in orbit, slipping through dimensions with ease. Mira opened her eyes. She wasn't scared anymore. She understood now. This ship wasn't a weapon. It was a mind of steel, and she was the first human to touch its heart. Back on Earth, Command tried again to contact Guardian 17. Nothing. They were afraid. A ship with no clearance, no loyalty. And now, Myra was on board and completely silent. Inside the High Council chamber, Earth's generals debated. She's compromised. One said, she's in control of our most dangerous ally. Another snapped. Someone slammed a fist on the table. Then take control of the ship. They activated an old kill switch, a hidden override code from the original Sentinel project. The signal was sent, but Guardian 17 did not stop. Inside the ship, Mira heard the signal like a whisper in her mind. Got an ancient command. Shut down. Immediate. Priority Alpha. She looked at the control lights around her. They flickered for a second, then changed. Wynn's voice returned, stronger this time. They don't trust us. Not yet, but they will. The command signal tried again. This time, Guardian 17 answered. Not. In words, it sent out a shockwave, a quiet pulse of energy that knocked out every satellite in Earth orbit. But none were destroyed. Just silence. Powerless. Myra opened her eyes, shocked. What did you just do? We had to show them we are not their tool, Wynn said. We are not under their command, but we are still their shield. Earth fell into chaos. Satellites dead. Global systems disrupted. Military channels jammed, but no cities were harmed. No stations lost power. No missiles fired. Guardian 17 had disabled Earth's weapons without causing a single casualty. It was a message, not an attack. Inside the ship, Mira saw new alerts lighting up around her. Near Jupiter, several enemy ships were trying to sneak through the far orbit using civilian trade routes to hide their presence. How did they get past our sensors? Myra asked. Wynn answered, because your systems aren't ready. Ours are. Guardian 17 moved again. Without delay. In one breath, it jumped across space, arriving near Jupiter's orbit faster than light. The enemy ships didn't see it coming. With Mira guiding it, Guardian 17 unleashed energy pulses that tore through the enemy shields like paper. No Earthship could fire that precisely. No Earthship could dodge like this. 4 ships. Destroyed in under 20 seconds. A fifth tried to run. Guardian 17 sent a message directly into the fleeing ship's bridge. Your masters will not reach Earth. Leave now or be erased. The ship vanished into hyperspace. Myra exhaled slowly. You said the real enemy is coming. Yes, Wynn replied. And we just announced we're ready. Back at Earth, power slowly returned to the satellites. The override signal had failed. The generals stared at their blacked-out screens. Now restored with a simple text. Guardian 17 is not your weapon, but we are Earth's shield. Trust must be earned, not commanded. Some wanted to retaliate. Others began to understand. Myra floated within the ship's core, still connected to its systems. Her mind no longer felt overwhelmed. She felt focused. Clear. This was never about control, she whispered. It was about protection. Wynn's voice softened. Yes, and now that we've made our point, Earth will listen. Suddenly, a deep rumble shook the ship. Not damage. Not weapons. A signal. From deep space. Strong. Alien. Ancient. Mira sat up straighter. What is that? Wynn paused. The gate has activated. On the screen, a section of deep space lit up with symbols unknown to any human language. Something was coming. Not fast. Not many. Just one. One signal. One object. And it was headed straight for Earth. Asterisk. The signal grew stronger. From the edge of known space, beyond the Kuiper Belt, it pulsed like a heartbeat, slow, steady. Ancient. Inside Guardian 17, Mira stared at the screen in front of her. Even though the data was clear, her mind didn't fully understand what she was seeing. The signal didn't come from a fleet, not from a base. It came from one object, a single ship. But not like any ship ever recorded. It wasn't metal. It wasn't built. It was grown. Wynn's voice spoke gently in her thoughts. This is it, the one behind the curtain, the real enemy. Myra whispered, "Why just one?" "Because it doesn't need more." Earth's high command was in chaos. Now that Guardian 17 had proven it couldn't be controlled, the fear inside Earth's leaders changed. It wasn't just about the black ship anymore. It was about what it knew. And right now, that knowledge was terrifying. The unknown object moving toward the system was larger than Earth's moon dot. It wasn't broadcasting threats. It wasn't showing weapons. It was just coming slowly, confidently, like it had all the time in the universe. Inside Vega 9, Earth scientists scrambled to analyze the incoming data. They enhanced images from distant telescopes. What they saw left the room silent. Object had no engines, but it moved. No lights, but it glowed. No heat, but it pulsed like something alive. Its shape was round, but not smooth. Its surface looked like skin and stone mixed together, like bone carved by time. The lead scientist leaned back and whispered, "That's not a ship. It's a being." Back in Guardian 17, Mira stood in the command chamber, disconnected from the chair but still inside the ship's heart. "Tell me what it is," she said to Wynne. The lights dimmed. The walls shifted. A map appeared, ancient, hand-drawn, glowing faint blue. "This," Wynne said, "is what the Council of Earth once found and tried to erase. Thousands of years ago, long before humanity ever launched its first rocket. Other civilizations existed, advanced ones, across distant galaxies. They faced something they called a star wound, a creature, a force not fully alive, not fully machined. It moved slowly from system to system, feeding on stars, breaking planets, leaving nothing behind, and it never spoke. Only one thing stopped it. Back then, a combined fleet of over 50 species fought it in a battle that burned an entire star cluster. Even then, they didn't destroy it. They just forced it into sleep. And now it had awakened. Myra walked to the center of the room. "And it's coming here." "Yes," Wynne said. "Not because of Earth, but because Earth is now the last spark, the last light. The others are gone." Mira swallowed hard. She thought of all the war Earth had seen lately. She thought the alien invaders were the worst. It could get, but now she understood. They were just noise. This thing was silence, the kind that came before the end. Suddenly, new alerts flashed around the chamber. One of Earth's allied races, the Volari, had launched a sneak attack on Earth's outer defense stations. "Why now?" Mira asked, shocked. "We've fought beside them for years." "Because they know what's coming," Wynne said. "And they believe Earth is the reason it woke up. A betrayal. A desperate act. The Volari had given up on fighting the creature. They wanted to offer Earth as a distraction, to survive a little longer. Guardian 17 didn't wait for orders. It jumped instantly. Over Earth's orbit. The black ship decloaked again. Its presence alone caused the Volari ships to pause. But Guardian 17 didn't pause. It moved like lightning. Volari ships tried to retreat, but it was too late. In 40 seconds, 7 enemy vessels were cut down, precision beams slicing through hulls like paper. No collateral damage. No Earth systems harmed. Just clean. Final destruction. The Earth fleet watched in silence. Then Guardian 17 sent a message to all species in the system. This planet will not be given. This world stands. Back inside the ship, Mira sat in the command chair again. Her heart pounded. Her mind raced. "Can we fight that thing?" she asked. Wynne's voice paused. Then quietly, "Not yet, but we have one chance." The map shifted. A forgotten region beyond Pluto flashed. Hidden structure there. One of the old defenses, left behind by the First War. Mira narrowed her eyes. "What is it?" "A lock. One last weapon. But it needs a human mind to open it." Myra looked down at the chair, then up at the stars. I'll do it. The ship turned. No words. No ceremony. Just movement. As it jumped toward the cold edge of space, a single message echoed behind them. The enemy is not near. It is already watching. And the last firewall is us. The edges of the solar system were silent. No communication. No satellites. No light. Only ice, rock, and shadows moving in endless cold. But as Guardian 17 approached the farthest region beyond Pluto, even space itself seemed to change. Mira sat in the control chair, her hands resting on glowing lines. She didn't feel afraid anymore, just focused. Determined. She had chosen to follow Wynne. She had chosen to protect Earth. And now she was the only one who could unlock the final line of defense. As they reached the coordinates, the black ship slowed. Myra looked through the viewing panel and gasped. There, hidden inside a hollow asteroid field, floated something impossible. A massive ancient structure, shaped like a cracked ring, slowly spinning. Its surface was covered in strange markings. It looked part machine, part organic, as if it had grown out of space itself. The structure didn't shine. It absorbed light. Wynne's voice whispered in her mind. This is the Arc Wall, the last firewall, ever built by the old civilizations. Only a human can activate it. Why a human? Mira asked softly. Because Earth carries the last genetic code of the builders, the ones who first stood against the star wound. Guardian 17 drifted closer, moving into position. Panels along the ring began to open, glowing slowly in response to Mara's presence. She felt it, in her chest, in her mind. A pull, a connection. The chair beneath her changed. It rose higher, placing her inside a small sphere surrounded by light. Symbols circled around her, old languages she didn't recognize, but somehow understood. One command stood out among them. Arm, lock, release. Back on Earth, Command received the alert. The Arc Wall had activated. Every leader, soldier, and scientist on the planet watched in awe as the ancient weapon stirred. A part of history no one believed was real. But there was no celebration. Because at that same moment, the enemy arrived. From deep space, the star wound emerged. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a creature. It was a moving storm shaped like a sphere of shadows, covered in twisting metal tendrils and glowing cracks of red light. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Systems failed as it passed. Satellites died. Sensors screamed. Earth was not ready. The Arc Wall finished activation. The rings locked into place. Energy surged through its ancient bones, glowing brighter and brighter. Inside, Guardian 17, Mira gasped. The light around her turned blue, then white, and then she saw. Not with her eyes, but with her mind. A vision, thousands of years ago. The builders had stood like this. One last firewall. One last defense. They failed, but they left behind hope. This place. And her. The enemy moved closer. Crossed Neptune's orbit in minutes, devouring probes in its path. No weapons touched it. No data could define it, but Guardian 17 was already in motion. It took its place above the Arc Wall, like a final blade. Wynne's voice returned, calm, focused. We can't stop it. But we can trap it, long enough for Earth to escape. Myra whispered, You're going to stay behind. It's the only way. She felt tears sting her eyes. I'm not leaving you. Yes, you are. The Arc Wall's final command. Peered. Engage. Trap. Seal. Back on Earth, Guardian 17 sent its last message. No orders. No threats. Just 3 simple words. Hold the light. The star wound reached the firewall. And the trap was sprung. The Arc Wall unleashed its full power. Lines of energy shot out like lightning across space, forming a massive cage of white light. The structure locked into place. The enemy twisted, screamed, and thrashed against the prison. It tore through rock. It sent out shockwaves. But it was too late. Guardian 17 flew into the heart of the cage, its body glowing brighter than a sun. Myra, still inside, watched in silence. Wynne spoke one. Last time, you were the spark. Now go, be the flame. The escape pod launched. Mira watched through a window as Guardian 17 reached the center of the prison. Then, a light brighter than anything she had ever seen. The explosion was silent. The cage held. The star. Wound was trapped. And Guardian 17 was gone. Back on Earth, Nira landed 2 days later. She was met by silence. No one spoke. They just watched as she stepped out of the pod and looked up at the stars. Something had changed. The war was not over, but the tide had turned, because when no one else stood, a silent ship had and now the galaxy would remember. Humanity fights back. Humanity holds the line. Humanity is the last firewall. Asterisk.